Good morning, everyone. I tried to get here as early as I possibly could this morning because I had so many things that I needed to copy. So I came in literally, I like threw my stuff down there and then I headed to the copy machine before everybody started to kind of get here. So here's all the trees that I have killed. Oh, it's so sad. But I needed to make more of my word study choice boards. I had to do a lot of word study words in general. And then a lot of the activities were starting to run low, so I needed to make copies of those. I also made copies, and see, I had to go to a different copier because that one was acting up. But then I also had a activity that the kids are going to have to complete so that I can see how well they understand text structure. So I made copies of those. Again, more of the word study items. And now I need to film. So I have to film videos for my kids to be able to watch the mini lessons of the word study words. So I just kind of contrapted my thing here, and so the camera that I'm using right now is going to get hooked up there and look down here. So I am going to actually take this sucker off. Is it coming off? Does it want to cooperate? And then this is going to go right down there so that I can actually film my mini lesson itself. So that is what I am currently going to do right now. It's probably 7:15-ish or so at this point because I've been sitting there fighting with copiers, which is never any fun. Had a little bit of a rough morning because my son woke up early, and y'all, I just don't do well. Like, I just don't do well at all when there's like other things happening, and I just cannot have a relaxing morning, and it started stressing me out. And I was not feeling about my clothes and like just wasn't very happy with all of this. So, c'est la vie. I have to get filming so that I can put up that video for my kids today. Hello, everyone. Okay, so I almost feel like I have to start this entire vlog over because when I did come in this morning, it was like really stressed out. My hair is like a hot mess. Ooh. But I was incredibly stressed out because I was having a little bit of a rough morning. My son had woken up early, and he was just being a handful, and I just don't do well whenever I have a child and I don't have like time to like relax and just be calm. So I came in this morning, got a bunch of copies done. I had to record a word study mini lesson, so I recorded that mini lesson. I do need to do a couple of tests, which I'm gonna have to do tonight. So I was able to get that done. So far the groups today have been going amazing. We have now changed our target for like today and tomorrow, for the next couple days. So here is what it looks like. For the last week or two, we've had this one, which is I can identify the text structure and explain its purpose. And we've been going through the different types of text structure. The big kids have been using a book creator, and as we've been reading articles and identifying which text structure it is, they created a book creator on this. So it's almost like their own personal anchor chart, but in a book form on their iPad. Now today, I just washed my hands, so now my hands are like dry. Now today we're going into summarizing an informational text. So we're looking at the keys to unlocking a nonfiction summary. So we have been talking about how we read, and then we identify the text structure of that text, and then we start unlocking the main idea. So I have been using this as a graphic organizer. So they write the section header that they're reading, and then they complete the main idea after they've identified the text structure, and then they have the 3 points for the details that they read within that section that supports that main idea. So once we go through and do all of this with a certain text, then we're going to talk about how we actually format that summary for an informational text, and we're going to be moving on after this. So they will pretty much get some opportunities to practice independently with some of those skills that I have been teaching, and they're doing that right now they're finishing up a few things on text structure, and then they're going to have opportunities to practice this one once I have completely taught it, and then we're going to start rolling into historical fiction. So it'll be interesting. Today I had somebody come in for Read Across America, and they read Oh, bless, now I can't remember. A Dr. Seuss book. But it was the one up for Spots. The zoo. So they came in, and she also did a little craft with them, so the kids got to make one of these. Sorry, I got interrupted because one of my students, or one of the 6th grade students in the classroom or in the school, decided they were going to knock down our banners outside in the hallway, so I had to take care of that. Anyways, so she came in, read the story, and then they got to create a little craft, which was too cute. So some of the kids got to draw, and then some of the kids got to glue it on, which is still very precious. I really think that they enjoyed that because they don't get a lot of opportunities to be able to craft. Poor kids, like, they just don't get that. And I wish I could figure out ways to give them more of those opportunities because they love that so much, just to be able to be creative and do some of these things. So I was excited that they were able to do that. It is now time for me to have to go pick them up. I'm getting observed at 2 o'clock for my partner teacher, student teacher, who's gonna come and observe me. So yes, I need to get going. So I honestly feel like I have been so scattered with this video because every single time I try to sit down and I start to film something happens. This morning it was my battery started dying and I didn't have my battery. The next thing was, I can't even remember. Oh, the boy outside was like playing with my flags and my flags fell in my hallway. It's just one of those days, but it's been such a great teaching day. The kids are doing a fantastic job with summarizing informational text, and I can show you kind of what I've done. So I told you guys that we have done text structure. So we finished up with text structure, we've gone over this, and they have a project that they're going to be working on as far as like their book creator. They are building a book creator, explaining each part, how they would visualize it, and then giving an example from a text. Now we're going into summarizing an informational text, and we're talking about how we will read it, and then we go through and look for the text structure and then identify the main idea and key details. So as we're reading it, we completed 2 together today. So they had the general topic, which some of them we weren't able to completely figure out. There was one text that with the subtitle, it was able to tell us exactly what it was that we were doing. And then here, we write the section header up at the top, we give the main idea, and then the 3 supporting details. But we don't start working on this until we are able to discuss and talk about what type of text structure is within that section, and then we come up with the main idea and details together. So we've done a couple together, and then tomorrow what they're going to do is go back and complete a few other. So let me see if I can show you one. So we are reading a text from Scholastic Storyworks, and this one is the biggest dust storm in American history. So she said that the section was called Nature in Balance, and it's describing the southern plains. So that it had it's flat and treeless, the grass is 6 feet tall, and the roots are 9 feet deep. It's practically indestructible. So those are the 3 details that describes that main idea, or like supports that main idea. And they realized that it was describing once they had read it. So it's working really, really well. They're getting a lot of great information. Another example that we had here, this one was a Pokemon Go, and in there it said, what is Pokemon Go? And it says an augmented reality game. It includes reality and fantasy, and then you wander outdoors and collect Pokemon using your phone. And then the next section was called A Brilliant Joke, and then it's how Pokemon Go was made. So Google Maps did a prank on Google Maps. It was April 1st. It was like an April Fool's joke. And then John Hank, who was a video game creator, saw the prank and then got an idea, and then he created Pokemon Go. So again, it was just a way for us to be able to construct this and build this, and this is going to actually help us later on when we're building that summary that's going to come down here. So this is kind of the part that we're working on right now. Overall, we did a really, really great job. I was very proud of them. I am pretty excited because we are going to go see Ian tonight. He is doing a performance, so I will video that just a little bit so that you guys can see him standing up there. He is going to sing. I have a singer in the family, and my hair is like so poofy, it's crazy. So yes, we had that. It was really nice because we also had somebody come in and they did a read aloud and a little art project with my kids, which the kids totally loved that. So that was fun. And I don't know, it was a really good day in general. So it started off a little rough, but other than that, it worked out really nice. My desk is a crazy mess, but I don't think I'm gonna actually mess with it just because I do want to get home so that I can see my boys. I had to put my younger son to bed early last night because he was being a little turd. Like, he was not following directions at all. And so at one point I was just like, you know what, we're just going to bed. So I ended up putting him to bed pretty early and I didn't get to spend a lot of time with him, which is kind of sad. So I'm gonna go home to see them. I have made a little change to my little wall that I have over here, and this is like my whiteboard, so I want to show you guys this. So I have my whiteboard up here that I use, and this is like their writing process. I have to go and get a little bit more tape because I ran out over here, which is sad. And then this one got all destroyed for some odd reason. I don't know why. But this is their writing process here so that I can see what process they are on during their independent writing. Right now they're working on a research project, so they're showing me what process that they're on. And then up here, what I'm doing is, because we have a group peanut butter and we have a group jelly, so that if they are with me for writing one day, then they don't do independent writing by themselves. They will actually do a skill. So this right here will tell the kids exactly what it is that they're doing. So I had jelly during writing today, so that meant that they were doing a skill during their targets, and that skill was, in this particular moment, it was structure packet, so they had to complete that structure packet. For my peanut butter group, I did not see them for writing, so they were doing their independent writing portion, and then they were doing their planning page and had to turn that in. As far as like math, they have like target the question, so they had to complete target the question day 2, so I just add that in there. And then I put any kind of upcoming things that are due. So on Wednesday we have a book creator informational due, so they have to make sure that that gets turned into me. They also have the text structure packet that has to get completed by everyone tomorrow, so all of those have to get turned in. But yeah, and then I have like anything that's just like being reminded for them there. I might end up switching those, we'll see. But I really like this setup. It's nice because it keeps me organized, and it also keeps my kids aware of what it is that is expected of them, which is really nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and start turning off lights. Oh. Oh, hey. Okay. All right, so I am going to be heading out. I will see you guys whenever we go and take Ian to his performance. I'm so excited to see him perform. It's gonna be a good day. Although it's been like crazy, it's gonna be a really good day. I'm excited. I can't wait to see him perform. So I'm gonna get my bags together and then I'm gonna head out. But seriously though, like, I'm straight up leaving all of this hot mess. Like, look at this. It is all literally, maybe I should just disconnect this. Let's just do that. Okay, so I've disconnected that. Like I am literally leaving all of my mess, but it's gonna be okay. Sometimes family comes first, and a lot of times it has to come first. But today, it is.